I was really impressed with Miles Sanders and how he played in that game.
Well, Dan, he really has been impressive since he came to the Eagles in the second round out of Penn State. He's a very, very special back. The only problem with Miles Sanders has been durability because he has been hurt in almost every season.
You got out of there. You won the ball game. And once more time, I want to say this again. I believe Jalen Hurts is not on the field. They don't win that ball game. He did every single thing possible to make that thing happen. And if Jalen didn't play the way he did, and by the way, the 56 completion percentage, in my opinion, I think it's misleading because he threw the football away a lot. Let's go to our friend who's getting himself ready, and he is so kind to find time. I know he's been in traffic, so we'll try to keep this short here. Merrill, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you doing this.
Oh, I'm happy to do it, Dan. It's just been a crazy day, but I'll always be on with you whenever you ask.
Thank you so much. Your thoughts on the game, Merrill?
Well, Jalen Hurts saved it with his legs at first, and then he threw a gorgeous 54-yard pass in the second quarter to A.J. Brown, who is an elite receiver. But they pulled it out. I mean, they had trouble in the second half, and Detroit's a better team than a lot of people think. They came storming back, but the Eagles had it when they needed it at the end. Miles Sanders gave them a big 24-yard run when they most needed it, so they escaped. But you know what? We're going to see a lot of that early in September when teams are making up for lost time during the preseason.
Jalen Hurts' effort in the game, you thought was what?
Oh, I thought it was excellent. I don't want to see him run as much as he did, but it wasn't by design and it wasn't by choice. He either ran or got sacked, really. And I think the offensive line is a good offensive line, but they did not do a very good job picking up the blitz.
I would say this too, Merrill. Merrill, did it show, in your opinion, when you were watching the game, that maybe the lack of reps when it came to exhibition football and the lack of the new faces on defense is one of the things that they still need to work out? Because, again, it just looked like a team that hadn't played together, and especially on the defensive side. Is that a fair assessment?
I think it's fair, and I think it's fair for a bunch of teams in the National Football League that now subscribe to the number one goal to come out of training camp as healthy as possible. And they did come out pretty healthy, but that didn't do them much good in day one because they've already lost Derek Barnett for the season. So those things are going to happen anyhow. But more and more teams are light during the preseason, and maybe it will pay off in the latter part of the season. They'll be fresher and they'll stay healthier as they did last year.
You know, Merrill, the guy that I was most impressed with outside of AJ, and I'll get to your thoughts on him in a minute, but boy, the way Miles Sanders ran the ball, 90 yards rushing, he looked like a different guy when it came to imposing his will. And it really was, I thought, a factor. And to me, if that's a beginning for his season this year, boy, I'll tell you what, that offense really will improve. Play action pass, the quarterback will improve. I was really impressed with Miles Sanders and how he played in that game.
Well, Dan, he really has been impressive since he came to the Eagles in the second round out of Penn State. He's a very, very special back. The only problem with Miles Sanders has been durability because he has been hurt in almost every season. I think if Miles Sanders is able to give them 12, 13 games, that would be great. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. But in terms of talent, in terms of dedication, in terms of motivation, he's an A+ in every category. He is a franchise back.
When you watched the way A.J. Brown played, did you get a T.O. sense that that's what it was like when Terrell Owens was here, that you saw that kind of impact from that position?
Absolutely. He's a T.O. talent without the sideshow. He's a very settled young guy. He's doesn't blow his own horn, but he fits the definition of an elite receiver.
Were you concerned about the pass protection on the team?
Yes, I was. Not about the talent on the offensive line, but in this particular game, I don't think they were ready for the blitzes that Detroit threw up in mass. They were throwing one more man than the Eagles had ready to protect. And it put them in a tough situation, yes.
Couple last questions for you, Merrill. The Minnesota Vikings are on Monday night. This is going to be quite a test because they pounded the Packers. Is this going to be more of a benchmark game on the schedule? We're really going to get a sense on who the Philadelphia Eagles' identity is and if they have improved in the passing game and not so much a one-dimensional team. Would that be fair that the Vikings are really going to be a test early on in the season for them?
Well, where they're a test, I'm reluctant to use the word benchmark. I don't use that word or combination of words for the first 4 games of the season. I think September is a feeling out process. You get to October and you have a pretty good idea. But it's certainly a bigger test than the Lions, and the Lions tested them quite enough.
Final question for you, Merrill. Are you concerned that Nakobe Dean's not being used more and he only had 3 reps in the game? I mean, it also could be said there's more talent on the team this year than there was a year ago, so that could be a good thing in a sense. But if we're talking about a steal of the draft, we're talking about a potential impact player to get 3 reps against the Lions. You would have thought that you would have wanted to see him play a little bit more to get him ready for a team like Minnesota. Were you concerned about it?
No, I'm not concerned about it. I know how much Jonathan Gannon likes him and values him. So he just prefers to bring him on a little bit more slowly. He doesn't want to throw him out there too much at a time. But if he had three plays in this past week's game, he'll probably have 9 coming up.
Merrill, thank you for taking time. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, my friend.
See you, Dan. Have a good night.
You got it. That is the great Merrill Reese, and we appreciate him finding time for us there. All right, hit the like button. We'll kind of comment on him. I really love what Mail said. Thank you very much. And again, look, guys, sometimes the way I talk to you guys and how I talk may come off a little harsh, but I will always be fair with players. I will be as fair as I can. Even I am not one of these kind of hosts that does this. I have to be right. I despise people like that. Okay? People are wrong in life. It's not waffling. It's not flip-flopping. You can be wrong. A player's performance can also go for you to go up and down. Okay? Players' performances make you go up and down in your takes. Hit the like button. Keep it here on the National Football Show.